Hi, welcome back to my channel, or maybe welcome for the first time. Either way, I'm really glad you're here. And I say that not like a YouTuber intro, but honestly. Because what we're talking about today, it's not light, it's so heavy, but it is very real. So we're going to talk about the quiet, exhausting thing that so many of us do, but we are just so confused that we do not even have words for it sometimes. It's called fawning. And no, it is not just about being nice. It's not it's not being helpful. It's when people pleasing just becomes survival. It's when you say yes and you say it because saying no feels so dangerous. It's when you disappear inside a relationship because being invisible just feels safer than being rejected. It's when you shrink, smile, agree, even when your whole body is saying no. And I'm not saying this as some therapist who's sitting on a high horse. I'm saying this because I've done it. I still sometimes catch myself doing it. And I know how lonely, how draining, how invisible it feels. So, can we just sit down today and unpack it? No scripts, no preachy advice. Just let's talk like friends. Let's try to name this thing together. Because I promise you, once you see it, you will start unlearning it. You know what is wild? Nobody just wakes up one day and decides, I'm gonna be a chronic people pleaser. It does not work like that. Fawning starts when you're little, when you realize that being yourself is not always safe. And maybe your home was not some chaotic movie scene, maybe it was just cold, silent, love was very conditional. Maybe you only got praise when you were good, helpful, easy, pleasant, right? And suddenly your little brain goes, okay, if I can exactly be what they want me to be, maybe I'll be safe. Maybe I'll be loved. And that is how it starts. You become hyper aware. You read the room faster than anyone. You sense the tension before it even builds. You fix the mood, you fix the problem, you fix everything except for your own self. Because your feelings, your needs, your voice, they get quieter, smaller, almost forgotten. And nobody sees this happening. On the outside, you look like the perfect kid, polite, helpful, mature even beyond your years. But on the inside, you're learning how to disappear to stay safe. Now, how does it follow you? What is the adult version of fawning? Fast forward. You're grown now, right? Maybe you've got your own job, your own relationships, your own place, but that pattern, it follows you quietly. Suddenly, you're in a relationship where you're over explaining everything. You apologize even when it is not your fault. You laugh off rude comments because conflict feels scarier than disrespect. You say yes when every fiber of your being wants to say no. You agree when you don't want to. You show up even when you are exhausted. And everyone thinks you're so easygoing, so helpful, so reliable. But inside, you've drained yourself. You're resentful, you're invisible. And the scariest part is that you don't even know how to stop. Because somewhere, deep down, it feels like your safety depends on keeping everyone around you happy. So, I'll tell you what fawning feels like in your body, in your relationships, in your own mind. Fawning is not just a mindset, okay? It shows up in your whole system. Your body, your energy, your nervous system, they all carry it. It feels like that tightness in your chest when someone seems upset, even if it is not about you. That anxious overthinking, replaying conversations, wondering, did I sound rude? Did I upset them? That constant low level tension, like you're walking on eggshells, even around people who love you. That guilt, heavy guilt, every time you think about setting a boundary. That panic when someone is disappointed in you. Does it sound familiar? Yeah, it sounds familiar to me too. But most of the times, the people around you, they don't even see the storm happening inside you because you've gotten so good at performing the calm, at performing chill, at performing helpfulness. But inside, you're so exhausted, you're so scared, you're tired of disappearing. And if you've ever sat in a room after a conversation and your heart is racing, you're going over every word, you're hating yourself for not speaking up, just want to say that I see you. You're not crazy. You're just stuck in this survival pattern that your younger self thought was keeping you safe. But you don't have to stay stuck there. Okay, so why is it so hard to stop fawning? If it was as easy as just say no, we would all be fine by now, right? But it's not. Stopping fawning feels terrifying because our nervous system is wired to believe that they are upset, I am unsafe. If I disappoint them, I will lose them. If I speak up, I'll be abandoned. And that is not an overreaction. That's just like a trauma talk. But your brain, your body, everything is trying to protect you the way they know how, by keeping you small, agreeable, invisible. And I know, even hearing this, your mind might be going like, but what if I lose people? What if they think I'm selfish? What if they leave? And honestly, yeah, some people might. The ones who stayed because you were performing, they will drift away. But the people who love the real you, they will stay. They will adjust. They will learn to love you with boundaries. And that's the love you deserve. So, how to actually start unlearning fawning? Okay, so how do you start? How do you break this pattern without your whole nervous system freaking out? First thing, you don't do it all at once. It's not an Instagram reel, it's real life. And real life takes time. Here's what I have learned from my own chaotic and messy journey. Number one is that you notice the moments when you abandon yourself. It always starts with awareness. You can't change a pattern you cannot see. You just start noticing. When do you shrink? When do you over apologize? When do you say yes and feel the resentment building up in you instantly? When do you laugh off disrespect? Just so that everything around you can be peaceful. No judgment, no shame, just notice it. Like, oh, there it is again. That's enough for now. Step two is that you practice micro boundaries. Boundaries, they sound so huge and scary, right? Like you need to sit people down and have this dramatic conversation that, hey, listen, you cannot treat me like this. But honestly, it just starts very small. You start saying things like, let me get back to you, instead of saying yes. You start taking a little longer to reply when you feel pressured. You let people feel a little uncomfortable without you immediately trying to fix that, right? You start saying things like, maybe I don't agree with this. Even if your voice shakes, staying silent in a conversation instead of over explaining yourself. These tiny moments, these tiny discomforts are your tiny wins. And your every time you will do it, your nervous system will learn that, oh, I am still safe. People can be disappointed and I will still survive. I can exist even if they don't like me. See, expect the guilt. It will come. Guilt is part of the deal. When you've spent your whole life making other people comfortable, the first time you choose yourself, your brain will scream, you're being mean, you're being selfish, they're going to hate you. That's not your intuition, okay? That's your conditioning. And that's the old survival script that is fed inside you. So expect the guilt, notice it, but don't let it make choices for you. It gets quieter, I promise. Okay, so unlearning fawning does not feel like peace right away. It feels weird, it feels uncomfortable, lonely, like you're too much sometimes, like you're offending people, like your world just got quieter because you don't know if it's the good part or the bad part yet. But slowly, underneath all this discomfort, a different feeling starts to grow. It's quiet at first, but it's there. It's relief. The relief of not performing, the relief of resting, of saying no, and realizing that the sky did not fall. The relief of knowing that if someone is upset, that does not make you bad. And the loneliness, yeah, it will linger for a bit. The right people, the safe people, they will show up eventually and they will love you for your boundaries, for your honesty, for your no as much as your yes. And for maybe the first time, you will start loving yourself as well. Not for your usefulness, but just how the way you are, just for your humanness. Just like, I just want to give you a gentle reminder that if this conversation is feeling super heavy, overwhelming, maybe even impossible, I get it. I've been there. I'm still figuring it out on most days. But please, hear me when I say this. You don't have to disappear to be loved. Abandoning yourself to find peace is not the solution. You don't have to perform kindness to earn your place in someone's life and in the room. You're allowed to exist fully, even when people are disappointed, even when your no makes them uncomfortable, even when your truth feels inconvenient. And it's scary, but it is so, so worth it. So, before I wrap this up, I just want you to reflect on this. You were never meant to shrink to be loved. You were never meant to silence yourself to feel safe. You were never meant to earn your worth by disappearing. And I know maybe that's all you've ever known. Maybe survival taught you that if you smile, if you agree, if you stay small, if you don't upset anyone, then you're safe. But you're allowed to outgrow that version of you. You're allowed to take up space now, to have needs, to say no, to disappoint people, and you're allowed to stay even if you're not being useful. See, healing from fawning, it's very messy, it's very slow, it's very uncomfortable, but it is freedom, and you need to do that to yourself. You need to break free. So, when you're in this process, you're starting to feel stuck, scared. Please know that you're not alone. We are all figuring it out together. And if this conversation felt real for you, please share your story in the comments. Let's hold space for each other. Let's get better together. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.